All right, so let's try 31 out of
Dairy.
1.3. So they've told me that ultimately these lines look like y is 5 plus 4x. And then they said, okay, this first line looks like, right, in other words, it also looks like y is 2r plus x square root of s. So they tell me find r and s. You guys see that? Like, these two things are the same. And now somehow I have to use that information to tool out what r and s are here. So this should not be particularly hard, I think, but it's maybe a little hard to understand.
Like, I understand what they mean, but it doesn't matter what goes where to get the answer.
The substitution.
R equals 2.5 or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I know this part, right? The part that doesn't have an x on it, and this part have to match. Yeah? You guys see that? Right? Like, if this stuff and that stuff are going to be the same, the y's check out, right? And then the stuff without an x and the stuff with an x had better be the same. So I think those guys also have to be the same. So I get kind of two equations here. I get 2r is 5 out of the circles, and out of the underlines I get 4 is what?
Square root of s.
4 is the square root of s. Okay? All right. So what does this tell you about r? Okay, what'd you do to both bits there? Okay, so we divide both sides here by 2. We get r is 5 halves. Great, check. I solved for r. All right, what's this other one say? This says 4 is the square root of s. What do you do to both sides? Square them. So square both sides. Get 16 is s, right? Worried about plus or minuses? No, because you did the squaring, right? The square root was already there. You never unsquared anything, so you don't have one-to-one problems. So I think those are my answers for part A. All right, how about part B? What do I do there? What do I circle here? So 1 over k, perfect. So 1 over k has to be 5. That's from the circles, right? And from the, what am I supposed to be underlining?
Negative. Parentheses.
Nice. Good. Make sure you get the negative in there. Right? Really, maybe what I should be doing is thinking, okay, I'm going to insert here a plus sign, right? So that I'm adding a negative so that the plus sign matches up. Cool. So what's my pair there? Okay, so 4 is supposed to be negative j minus 1. Distribute the negative. Okay, so we'll distribute. So we'll get 4 is negative j plus 1. And then we'll what? Subtract the 1 and divide by what?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So out of that we'll get j is what?
Negative 3.
Awesome. Good work, guys. Okay, so there's one of them. And what does this tell you about k?
It's 1/5. Yeah.
K is 1/5. Good. How'd you do that?
Isolate by the divide.
Okay, so you could multiply through by k and then divide by 5. Or you could think about this as a fraction and flip both sides over. Right? Reciprocate both sides. Be careful with that trick. Right? You're only allowed to do that when both sides are honest fractions. Right? If it's like fraction plus a fraction, to make it one fraction before you can recip both sides.
So, since to get your whatever you call it, your bubbles or your square or your circles
Yeah.
for the B, you went back to the first one.
Yeah, so they said both of these lines, when written in standard form, are y equals 5 plus 4x.
Yeah.
Here's one of them. This is 5 plus 4x. Solve for the missing variables. It's kind of a funny question, actually.
Yeah. So
But yeah, they said both of these look like this at the beginning.
They just want you to recognize what everything is, basically.
Yeah, they just want you to pattern match, right?
Yeah.
So like if everything is equal though, and like S is 16, and if I take S 16 and put it back into that,
You'll get this.
I'll get that. So I can also go off of the 16 and 5 over 2. 5.
Yeah, so part A was just do this. I get these two answers. Part B, like totally separate question. I get these two answers. Cool? Questions, thing?